Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. This time we're going to be looking at equities and stocks. So I've just got off a live crypto stream. Let's take a look at how the stock market is doing. We can see the S&P is up 0.32%, the Dow is up 0.38%, and the Nasdaq is pretty flat. But let's take a look at some of our favorites and see what's moving. So obviously, given that Bitcoin, which we just covered for an hour and a half on the live stream, go check that out, is crossing 66, getting close to 67,000 here, breaking a new all-time high. I shared in those videos as two videos sharing my long-term price targets for Bitcoin. Be sure to check those out. But let's stick to how the stock market is doing. Because of that, we're seeing a lot of the Bitcoin plays doing really well. So let me take a sip of my coffee, guys. I've been talking non-stop for hours. So you've got SOS up 10%. You've got Hunt Mining up 6%. Yeah, my throat's going to start hurting. You've got Riot Blockchain up 4%. You've got Ford Motor Company 4%. eHang up 4%. Peloton 4%. Deliveroo almost 4% as well. So everything's nice and green in the market. And you can see from the spark lines that we're heading up. Let's flip it the other way. Let's see if we can see what is heading to the downside. And you can see it's the renewable plays. You always see these themes, guys, every day. There's always a different theme of what's going on. And we saw yesterday the renewables were having a good day. The day before that, they had a slightly weaker day. But the day before that, they ran a lot. That's just how it goes, right? Institutions move around their money at a whim based on their clients ringing them and telling them we don't want any exposure to solar. And then the next day they say we want exposure to solar. Then the whole fund has to move it back across. So there's that. But there you go. So you got First Solar down 4%, Solar Edge down 3%, Enphase, again, a big position in my portfolio, down 3%, Zoom Info down 2.4%, Body down, Affirm down, but Affirm's been on tear, so it's not like they're bothered. Now, this is what I like to do, guys. I'm going to show you something different today because this is what I like to do in these types of markets because we don't know when the rally is going to stop. And when the market is green like this, you know I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy any of my favorite stocks because I've bought enough. I want to buy it when it's painful, right? Let's take a look at the S&P first of all. Let's get up our good friend SPY. And you can see here, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 solid days of rally now. And we're heading towards our all-time highs here on the SPY, and I wouldn't be surprised if we create a record. Now, look at this. Look at the white circles. This is where I want to buy, right? We want to buy in these dips, and the dip's kind of gone. I bought it as much as I can, and I'm reaping the rewards of that now. Great, and hopefully you guys did the same too if you're watching my videos. I made it very clear when I was buying. But now everything's going to be a bit overpriced, and we need to think about what's the next move. Are we going to get this? Well, sorry, it won't be that pronounced, but are we going to get kind of this and therefore a correction? Well, what are we going to see, right? That's what we need to understand now. And if we look at the VIX is super low as well. We've had 5, 6, 7 candles, trending down really red. This is now, you know how we talk about peak fear? This is the opposite. This is like peak calmness in the market, right? Everything is going smoothly. Crypto's nice and up. There's no fear of government shutdown, no Evergrande crisis. Market's enjoying, and therefore we're getting rallies. But we need to be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful, right? So you've heard that saying before, which is why when everyone was fearful here, we buy. But now when everybody's greedy, I'm not saying necessarily sell, but we need to be smart and we definitely don't want to buy. So what we do want to do is we'll do this. I'm going to show you a little trick now. I want to look at two things. The first thing I want to look at is who's got the biggest movement away from its 50-day moving average. Okay, so you can see here the Bitcoin plays here at the top, SOS, HUT, Riot, are very high versus their 50-day moving average. Okay, Ford's rally today has helped it push on higher versus its 50-day moving average. Now, I want to look at it from the other perspective. I want to look who's the furthest off from their 50-day moving average to see if we can find a little bit of a bargain. Please excuse me, guys. I need to take another sip. So we want to find out who's the furthest away. And we can see here you've got Body 16% off its 50-day moving average and 70% off its 52-week high. Okay, so it's sitting at $5.20. Its 50-day moving average is 6. This is super undervalued to its 50-day moving average. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to buy because I need to have conviction in that stock as well. So what I do is I go through this list and I look at which stocks I like from this list, right? So Body, not particularly interested right now. Workhorse, bit of a momentum play. Very good food company, not touching it. Corsair, yes, I'm interested, right? And that's why this one I'm looking at to see, okay, I've bought the dip on this one. I've tried to average down as much as possible, but we're still 7% off our 50-day moving average. And we're 50% off our 52-week high. So if we were to get back to our 52-week high, we've got a long way to go. And that could be a quick 50%. And it's a quick 7% just to get back to our 50-day moving average. So I'll take a look after this video. I'm going to go take a look to see if I want to nibble on some more, if I've got any more funds that I can put into Corsair. I'm going to look at my position size. I don't want it to take over too much of my portfolio, but this is just how I'm thinking, right? But I want to add a little bit more to my Corsair, not financial advice. Carnival, not one for me. I'm not into my recovery plays. Tattooed Chef, I mean, this one's getting absolute whacking. 34% from its 52-week high and 6% down. If you were interested in this stock, now's a good time to picking this one up, right? Again, maybe one I'll look at. Lemonade, I bought some of this yesterday, guys. If you're not on my Twitter, please do go check out my profile. I tweet about a whole bunch of stuff, including Bitcoin and stocks. But more importantly, you would have seen the alert yesterday that I picked up some more lemonade and the price I bought it on, right? So I bought it. It was a long-term hold. And someone said, my man, right? So that's the thing I want you guys to be aware of. Palantir, 45% off its 52-week high, right? So on my list, let's make this list right now together. Let's do this together. And then what we'll do is if I do pick up any of these, I'll either tweet it or put it in the Discord. Link will be below. And you guys can keep an eye on what I'm doing. So I'm making a note. I want CRSR, Corsair, Lemonade, which you guys know I bought the dip on yesterday, but I'm always tempted to buy a little bit more dip because it's up today, 0.23, not a massive difference. Corsair, 0.87 today, not a massive difference. Palantir down 1.4%. Interesting. So Palantir is one I've not nibbled on for a while. Let's take a look at Palantir on the charts. Where's my Palantir chart? There you are. Yeah, interesting. So Palantir's come back down to its support line. This is where you want to buy, right? You don't want to buy up here. You don't want to buy at the top of your support line. You want to buy at the bottom of your support lines. Let's draw a really bad support line whilst we're resistance line, whilst we're streaming. I'll retidy this up later. But you can see that this is where you want to buy the bottom of the channel, right? These are your dips. You want to buy here, here, here. Then when it runs up and breaks out, let it do its thing. So that's what I want to look at, actually, because Palantir, this is a very important level. This could easily run up to 30 and we never see it again. We thought that was the case when it got to here. So I'll look at Palantir, see if I've got any more funds to put into Palantir. And this is how you can see, guys, this is how I work through the opportunities that are in the market. I'm looking for value. I'm looking for what's off its highs. Let's do this way as well. I'm just going to sort by the biggest movement from 52-week highs. Okay. There you go. Workhorse, SOS, EHAN, Clove, Body, BTCM, Lemonade. See, one of the biggest ones. 64% off highs. 48% off of its 50-day high. 4.8% off its 52-day high. So that's interesting. Let's keep looking. What else have we got? Riot, Blockchain, Lucid. I've got enough in Lucid. Don't think I want to be buying any more at 24 particularly. The reason Lucid's going to be massively off its high is because it had that massive peak, remember, when it went to 60. So you've got to take this with a pinch of salt as well. Blink charging, ChargePoint, Robinhood. Robinhood's got to get a bit cheaper for me, guys. If this falls into 30s, well, let's talk about it then. You know, right now, not so much. In fact, I prefer this one, the 50-day moving average. Because you can get it in the 52 weeks, there can be a lot of things which made the price go up really high. And it can throw off this statistic. But if you look at just the 50-day moving average, that's just, just about 2 months. It gives you a good idea of what's just been taking a battering over the last 2 months. What's really been hurt. Peloton, although I'm not interested, we know Facebook's got whacked. So if you had high conviction in Facebook, which I don't have, then maybe that's something you can pick up on the cheap. 11% off its 52-week high. So quick 11% on such a big company. If it returns back to its 52-week high, isn't even creating new highs for them, right? It's just getting back to their 52-week high. Monday.com. This is what I want to build a position in, guys. And maybe now's the right time to start nibbling. I'll make a note of Monday as well. Let's keep an eye on Monday. Dropbox, nah. Okay, now these percentages aren't getting as juicy. Yeah. Okay, so that's my shortlist, guys. Corsair, Lemonade, Palantir, Monday. Right, I'm going to go put that in the Discord as well so the community can know what I'm looking at. And those are the stocks I really want to be looking at right now. You can see that, let's head back in. You saw where we were at in the SPY. SPY was having another good day, heading back to try create record highs. And in another couple of days, we'll be back at our highs and creating record highs on the SPY. So everything's looking good. And it gets me a little bit worried now because I don't want to be buying too much because it's feeling a little bit inflated. Earnings are all coming out now. So there's earnings season. Be careful if you guys are trading, right? If you're trading in earnings season, please do so really carefully. Make sure you're an experienced trader if you're going to be buying particularly options during trading. I personally don't. Well, I try not to. And in terms of your long-term plays, just keep holding your long-term plays, which is what I'm doing. I'm holding my long-term plays, not financial advice, but you want to hold your high conviction plays. I mean, now's not the time for me to be selling. We're still off the highs on the S&P. I suspect we can get a really good year-end rally, and that's why I'm going to stay locked into my high-end plays, which high conviction plays, which I want to be holding for the long term anyway, right? Like these are the plays I hold. I'm holding for a few years. When I talk about Corsair, LMND, Palantir, I don't need to sell those. I'm not trying to buy them for a couple of months and sell them by Christmas. It's not what a game I'm playing. I fundamentally believe Corsair is here to stay. I fundamentally believe Lemonade have the opportunity to disrupt that space and Palantir to disrupt the AI data analytics space, right? So when I buy them, I'm buying them at a discount for the future. And I'm going to look back and say, oh, I managed to buy Palantir at 24. Oh, you know, good going because it's $100 stock now and nobody can pick it up cheaper than that. Same for Corsair. When it gets to 50, 75, 100, you want to be looking back and saying, oh, I nibbled on that back at 20s, 24s. And that's the aim of the game here. So there you go, guys. I'm losing my voice, but the markets are doing really well. If you have any questions on any particular stocks, which you want to invest in, but you're not quite sure of, or you want a second opinion to look at it or to get my view on it, then please consider becoming a member of this channel. That will give you access to our community-based tab where members can ask me questions on their favorite stocks, crypto, or anything else. And plus you get access to some cool Bitcoin and altcoin emojis, which you can spam everywhere on this channel. There's also a free link to the public Discord. I'll pin that in the first comment. Go head over there. We've got a bunch of channels separated out by Palantir, Corsair, Lemonade, all your favorite stocks and cryptos where you can jump in, ask the community questions. I'll be in there answering those questions as well, and we can help each other out and meet like-minded people. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please don't forget to hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already. If you've not subscribed, please do me a favor and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.